There's no shortage of good backcourt talent coming through Chapel Hill in the summer for you to play against. What have those pickup games been like, and who have you most enjoyed competing against?
I like playing against Raymond and Kendall the most. Obviously, those are my positions, so I get to play against them regularly. In the past couple of weeks, I've had to play David Noel for like extended periods of time for like multiple games, and he's a lot bigger than me, so I've learned to guard bigger guys, but I'm pretty much tired of that. He's a little too big and strong for me, but it's been fun to just challenge myself against those guys.
What kind of advice have you gotten from Kendall and Raymond, and what kind of maybe little things have you tried to steal from their game that you might want to put into yours?
I just pick up little things like how they, how they'll tell the big guy to adjust the ball screen, how they read the top foot of the defender and which way they want to attack, and just little things like that. You can pick up a lot, especially from them, because they're both so crafty and they use their skill set more so than their athleticism, which is similar to what I do. So little things like that you pick up, and then obviously talking to them in the locker room afterwards and just hearing about the stories they had when they were here gives you a little insight into their experience that you can compare. So it's just great having them around.
How have you developed that side where you're not just showing them by example, but you are willing to speak up and tell them what needs to be done?
I think seeing James Michael do that a lot during our win streak last year, he became more vocal, and you could tell he really matured and got comfortable being that guy, being that leader that would dive for loose balls on the court and not be afraid to say something in the huddle or get on people. Seeing him do that has helped me, adjust my leadership from more of a lead by example to being able to get on guys. And I think the fact that my teammates respect me enough to listen to what I'm saying definitely helps that.
As you look at this year's team and as you've talked to Coach Williams, where do you see your role? Do you see yourself playing more with the ball, more off the ball, as you did some last year, a little bit of both? How do you think that's all going to fit together?
I've talked to Coach about it a couple times, and I see myself doing a good amount of both. Obviously, I'm a point guard, and I'll play point guard for a lot of the game and a lot of the games. But at the same time, I recognize that our team can be really good with Joel and Nate on the court, as well as having Theo and Justin added into the rotation. So wherever they need me to play is where I'm going to play, obviously. But I think different situations will dictate that, and I have no problem setting aside my preference for the betterment of our teams.
When you sat down with Coach Williams before the summer, what did he ask you to work on and try to improve on?
He wanted me to do a lot of the same things that I really worked hard on last summer. In terms of making strides in the weight room, getting stronger, and getting able to handle, 30-plus minutes a game again. And also just work on, my skill set in terms of finishing around the basket. And I think part of that comes with being in the weight room and becoming even more of a consistent jump shooter. I really want to shoot, as close to 50% from the floor as I can this year. He's had two guards do that, Ty Lawson and Raymond Felton, and they're both all right. They're both doing all right. So. That's a goal of mine, and then also just being able to get above that 40% from three-point range, which I think will be easier this year since I won't have to take as many tough ones as I did last year.
At the banquet this spring, Coach McGrath challenged everybody else to outwork you this summer and to win some of those awards that you won a whole bushel full of last spring. Have you seen your teammates raise their level in terms of off-season preparation?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I've really enjoyed about this offseason compared to others is every time I try to get in the gym, someone else is in there, whereas a lot of times in the past I found myself in here by myself or maybe one other person. Now, we're working out together. Like I'll text Nate and be like, come on, let's go get shots up. Or Theo will ask me if you want to go to the gym and play one-on-one and stuff like that. So this team has more gym rats on it than we've had in the past, and the freshmen are a big part of that. And also I think people realize that we have a chance to be really good, and they want to be a part of that, and the only way to do that is to put the work in. So I think CB's challenge actually helped motivate a lot of guys to spend time working on their game.
You mentioned this team could be really good. How good could this team be?
I think we're definitely capable of winning the championship. We have lofty goals, and there's no reason we shouldn't. We have a lot of the same guys coming back. We've incorporated 3 guys that I think are really going to help us out a lot in terms of positions of need. We needed wings. We needed guys that can score, and I think those guys can do that. And I think I think we have the pieces. We just need to put them together. And I think the trip to the Bahamas, both trips to the Bahamas, that's going to be nice, will help us out. But I'm really excited about this year.
If I had asked you last year at this time about your personal goals for the upcoming year, I don't know if you might have even guessed some of the things that did occur as a sophomore. So now when I ask you about goals for your junior year, when you think about what you want to accomplish as a junior, what do you think about?
Well, obviously the point guard in me wants the team success to be first, but I want to be back on the first team All ACC and have a chance to be the player of the year. I want a chance to be an All-American, not just a second team All-American. I want to be considered one of the best players in the country, not just at the preseason, but after the season as well. And I think our team's success will help dictate a lot of those. I'm not going to be a guy that's going to go out there and try to get mine in order to make those happen. But I think with my leadership and the way I play unselfishly, I think those goals are still realistic. And if we win, that usually takes care of a lot of that stuff.